So maybe we'll do a sphere by itself. And maybe I want to like cut out, so the way I want to do this actually, I'm going to make the gums, and then I'm going to cut out a piece so it kind of looks like dentures. And then you can kind of like shove it into a mouth, and that'll be your interior of the mouth. So let's do
like you do like game, and you see like inside your character model, it has like the eyeballs and just like the
horror. You see horror.
yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. So actually, let's do a baleen cut for that. I think that'll work best. So I'm gonna actually take this and append a cube, and the cube is gonna be my cutter. I'm gonna use this to cut out the shape of the interior of the mouth.
How do you do that?
I just appended a cube, and then I'm gonna go to live baleen up here. Turn that on. And then I'm going to go ahead and tell this piece right here, this subtool, to subtract.
Where do you click on the subtraction?
Right here. You can add, subtract, or do the intersection.
Where again? Just click it on.
Add, subtract, intersection.
All right.
It's in the subtool.
I'd like
All right. So I'm going to do subtract. We can actually move this guy around a bit if you want to. And if you want to see him, I'm going to actually mask this off just a little bit. So you can actually model this cube into whatever you want. Actually go to geometry, subdivide it a little bit so it rounds it off just a tiny bit. All right, let's go ahead and do subtract. So that's going to be our pseudo interior of the mouth. Let's try this again. Let's do I'm going to go to baleen, make baleen mesh. What's going to happen is it's going to be up here. One of these. Should be U mesh. Read this one right here. So it actually will be its own Z tool. So this will be kind of our base mesh to start off with. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to Z remesh. Why are you giving me error? Let's do a Dynamesh. Okay. Now we do zero mesh. There might have been some faces that were kind of like stuck inside of each other.
oh you had like there were like little particles like out away from the
Okay.
ball.
That's probably what it was. Alright.
So once you've made the model for a tube, you can take that as a brush and then use it as you need it.
Absolutely.
So you can completely make yourself a toothbrush.
Yeah. I really like that. That's good. Alright. Let's do. Oh, it's right there. I was waiting for it, man. I was waiting for you. I was anticipating it. I was like, yes, do it. Do it. I'm ready to die.
I think that's just what he wanted,
What?
I just wanted to die. He wasn't trying to influence anyone to the dark side. He just wanted to die.
It was literally,
It's a 30-year-long suicide mission. Waka 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 waka. All right.
He's screaming.
Wow. Yes, great. All right, Z sub. I'm gonna go and carve away a bit. Here's be the roof of the mouth. And this is where you'll put in like a lot of your detail. You can put the hangy bit down here.
to make some like buck tooth.
Well, I'm honestly under the impression that the Empire did nothing wrong, and they were just trying to protect everyone.
They're a little xenophobic though, aren't they?
They had a blue dude as one of the Grand Admirals, so
Oh, yeah.
they hired one guy, so clearly they're not xenophobic.
It was the military state, man.
He's just there, that's
They're
what
like
he's
military,
Thanks, look at this stuff.
galaxy.
Yeah, like literally kidnapped children to become soldiers.
That was the First Order, not the Empire. First Order was just the worst version. It's like ISIS versus Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda, I don't really know anything about Al Qaeda, but probably ISIS was worse.
It's just like Star Wars.
Just like Star
It's
Wars.
just like.
Just like Star Wars.
I know
don't
nothing about ISIS, but they're probably worse. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, that's rough.
Is anyone a master on Al Qaeda and ISIS in here?
No. If they're in wars, the government's probably looking for them.
Oh, man. This thing
Well,
was
what
weird.
happens when you take out a terrorist, they'll destabilize it, and leadership starts fighting for power.
Yes. Geopolitics, yay.
Star Wars.
It's already complicated. We shouldn't be involved.
We're
Well,
animators,
that's
not
the joke, it's like,
politicians.
If you stay uninvolved, the problems have a
You're
chance
right.
of multiplying and becoming worse.
So you're animator.
I'm an animator, I can't do math.
Star Wars.
Just like Star Wars.
Geopolitics is all just like Star Wars.
Oh, this thing looks so weird.
Okay, so let's do, let's do this. Okay, so we'll do a cube. I'm gonna actually select a cube because they are a little bit more simple. They don't have the pole on top.
What was it like the movement now? Like for character animation that's moving. The teeth.
Oh my god, no.
Cube is a simplified one, it doesn't have a pole on top of it where
Like
multiple
his
edge loops come
fingers.
together. It's more like a Maya cube.
Chunky.
So, okay. So we can start off with that. We'll bring that up into the gums. So like, you know, inside those are really more like blades, like they're made to cut. So you want something that's kind of thin and sharp.
Reference photo.
What?
Your reference photo, like.
It was a picture of Willem Dafoe, but for some reason it wasn't loading correctly when I tried to load it.
It loaded like 5%.
Yeah, it just looked like part of his hair. Couldn't handle the amazingness of the Dafoe.
Like the old school.
You only load the fro.
Yeah.
Only his hair was worse than the BMG version.
Let's go ahead and I'm gonna zero mesh this.
Everything else was
So,
ugly.
you know,
How do you remove the picture from the background?
well, you can switch over if you want to go to texture and load in like a different reference plane. So you're gonna do your reference views and go like the back. Yeah, it won't show it anymore.
Oh, okay.
You won't technically take it out, but I'm sure there's a way to like fully remove it, but that's all I got for you right now.
I'm getting a weird error when I try to upload a reference photo. It's telling me, something about being dangerously low on memory or something, but.
RAM, your RAM memory is low. Alright, let's do move, topological. So that's gonna let me to kind of like move this a little bit closer to each other. And I can move it. our set incisors over to the side, so I'm gonna go ahead and just hold down control and kind of duplicate them. You'll just basically adjust them however, you know, you need to for the person, you know, your reference images. But that's how you're gonna get your next set of teeth. And it's gonna work that way until you get, okay, 2, 1, 2. Okay, canine. And then behind that's gonna be your first set of molars.
Picket fence teeth.
Hey, okay. How long were you standing there?
A little while. Don't want to be rude.
Waiting for the right time.
Right, because they're running here. Thank you.
All right, now we'll bring that out a bit more. And then you can basically alter each one of these as you need to sculpt to reference the individual tooth, okay? Or you could add in a new one if you needed to. Just go through the insert mesh and create another tooth that way. Like this one. Canines might be a little longer, a little sharper. You know, whatever you need to do to make it look like a canine. Use it flat a little bit. Because the canine's like more round than it is flat. So you can kind of modify this to mimic that. So something like that. For the molars, honestly, I probably wouldn't try to duplicate it. I would just do a insert cube again. Just make like a molar out of a cube. Weird.
So you use teeth first, then gums?
Well, you do the teeth because the gums need to wrap around the teeth, right? Because you have the sculpting that needs to happen there.
Yeah.
So you could like use this to. Okay, so we'll take that.
Do you prefer the transpose over the gizmo?
Both are nice. Took me a minute to figure out how to use the gizmo, but I'm really used to using transpose. I've been using it for about 10 years, so I'm kind of used to it.
And transpose is one with 3 dots, right?
Yeah,
I think it's confusing.
it is confusing, but if you use it long enough, you'll figure it out.
For a second, I thought I got it figured out, but.
So your molars are kind of interesting. So it's kind of like multiple teeth, kind of like shoved into one. I know way more about teeth than I should because my dad's a dentist. So a lot of childhood spent teeth stuff. So anyway, I'm kind of getting the cube shape from like the top right here, but then you can go in and like build up the ridges and kind of create this. It almost looks like a mountain range to me. So I would probably try to go for something like that. So it's kind of like a bulbous mountain range in a way. And then snake hook will probably be good for pulling it out a little bit. Snake hook is kind of like an extreme version of the move brush. It's very localized in what it actually affects. really nice, cause it kinda allows you to pull stuff out like taffy. It's kinda cool. Let go. We'll set the bud. And I'm gonna locally mask this guy off again so I don't mess with the other two. And I can use a jam standard. Use that to kind of like crease the tube a little bit, kind of get some of that detail in there. So that'd be something kind of like that, like that's not a great molar, but you get the idea. But I feel like as long as it kind of like hits that general profile of what a molar looks like, I think you're good. Like having a mouth full of like incisors, that's really cartoony and a little, maybe a little lazy. So just trying to hit something that kind of hits that molar shape, I think is fine. But anyways, you'll make, a few sets of those. In terms of positioning for the mouth, you'll probably want the gum structure to be maybe a bit more closed. Maybe have that like up there somewhere where like the teeth actually like close on top of each other. Because you want to make sure the teeth aren't clipping through when the mouth is actually physically closed. In terms of sculpting the gums, you want to make sure you have the teeth in all the way first, and then you can go in and start doing build up on the gums themselves. So you may notice like in some of these areas where it gets really thin, it's gonna actually be pulling up a little bit, like right there. And you don't really want that. That's because the brush is pulling from the other side towards the direction you're sculpting. So I'm gonna go to brush and turn on auto masking, which is right here, and turn on back face mask. So that means when I sculpt on top, it's not gonna ruin the mesh that's underneath. Alright, so I would definitely look up pictures of gums and stuff, because it actually is kind of interesting. Because you'll have the mound of the areas like right through here, because you actually have the tooth root going up underneath. There we go. Going up underneath the gum structure. What the hell's going on? Sorry. Okay. So I want to make sure that you build that up properly. And then there'll be slight recesses right here. So where the tooth is coming out, there'll be like a slight recess. So it's not just a flat line all the way around. And it kind of comes out just a bit. And then you'll have little spaces kind of in between the teeth, like this. It will thin out and get a little bit closer.